I just know that this game's going to be about two good teams. Coming in here and having a good game. I got a lot of respect for the guys over there and Coach Shanahan and his coaches. There's a lot of good players on the San Francisco 49ers. Some of the best players in the world over there. So, this is a 2023, right? And it's not 2022. Very similar to what we responded with the Chiefs stuff, like going into the Chiefs game, right? There's different players on this team. There's different players on their team. One of our better players from last year is on their team, right? And so, this is about the 2023 Eagles versus the 2023 Niners. Both teams are doing well. It's going to be a heck of a battle.
You guys haven't played a whole lot of games that have been 60 minutes of probably what you would accept as standard Eagles football. Is there a sense, and is that a message you want to get to these guys, that you're going to have to play 60 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, we played how many minutes? We played 70 minutes last week, right? And then
good minutes.
Yeah, and then obviously the week before with Kansas City. So we know when you play good football teams like we're about to play this week, you're gonna have to be ready to go for 60 minutes. That's usually the case in the NFL, that you're playing all 60 minutes. It's a battle till the end. Think about how many games come down to one-score games now. We've been in 2 overtime games this year. Obviously, the Kansas City game before that. Those are the ones that are on my mind right now. Our strength and conditioning and our trainers do a great job with our guys with their conditioning. And the guys do a really good job of working their conditioning because it takes both parts. And so, we feel like we'll be ready to go, especially after, and we'll do the right things this week to not only get us ready to play the game, but also get our bodies ready to play the game, because we knew we had a lot of plays there on Sunday against the Bills. Armstead and with Bosa and with Javon, and then they got depth behind that. Obviously, that was a good. It's paid dividends for them, and they're really solid on that defensive line.
You guys are underdogs for this game, Nick. What's your reaction to that?
Again, not going to get wrapped into what anybody else thinks of us, whether that's another team, whether that's whoever makes the spreads or anything like that. We just worry about going to work for ourselves. I think going into last year and the year before that, no one really thought we would be any good, and I think that it's okay. It's okay to be the underdog of this city. I said on the radio the other day, like, before I ever stepped foot in the city, all I knew about this city was Rocky versus Apollo Creed, and the city plays the underdog well.
Just the headline of this week, you hear Deebo Samuel's comments on your play. What do you think? How do you respond?
It's a big game for us this week, playing a great team, and it's going to be a big challenge for us, and I can't wait to go out there and play.
Is there any extra motivation at all when you hear things like that, or even think of last year?
No, because last year. I think the extra motivation just comes from it being a division opponent. They're in the NFC. A conference opponent. Because they're in the NFC with us, and they're a great team. So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
When you hear him say something like that, and then double down on it, what is the key to staying focused and not letting that affect you in any way?
I just approach one day at a time. Of course, I don't really necessarily like what he said. Wish he would have used a better word, to describe my play. But it is what it is. And at the end of the day, all I can do is control my work ethic, what I do day to day. You'd have to ask him. From the clips that I saw, of course, they felt like they had a good game plan against us. They felt like they had some open routes against us. I don't know. I guess you got to ask him,
Has there ever been a point in your career where something like that would bother you?
You know what? I mean, I've been playing football since I was 8. I'm 30 now. I've been playing roughly 22 years of my life. So, I've had people say negative things about me in the past. When I was coming out of high school, people said I couldn't do it. When I was in college, I was transferring, people said I couldn't play corner because I was a safety originally. And coming into the league, people said I couldn't do certain things. I got drafted in the second round. It's my 8th year in the league. So really negative comments don't really bother me like that. I try not to let it get to me. I just try to control my work ethic and line it up on Sunday and let whatever cards I have, I'm gonna play them and let the product speak for itself.
We're hearing so many players, teammates talk about how you guys have not played a complete game yet. Coach Sirianni talks about it all the time. What does a complete game look like to you?
I mean, obviously, a complete game, probably be a perfect game for us, but that's hard to ask for in the NFL. And a complete game would be the offense playing really well, the defense playing really well, and special teams playing well. But like I said, it's NFL, it doesn't always work like that, but that's what you aim for.
Do you feel like you're close?
I think we're getting close. You know, we're just a few plays here and there that we're giving away from like reaching our mark and goal every week. We just got to continue to correct the mistakes and make sure we're locked in every play.
In the 10-1 record, yet this team is the underdogs in this game. Do you even care? Do you look at that? Does it bother anyone, you think?
No, I don't really look at the media stuff for the most part. I try to avoid it. You know, it's only brought to my attention, you know, when outside people bring it to my attention or when I see it across like my timeline or whatever. So I try not to pay attention to it.
James, along those lines, sort of being the underdog, you guys have beaten the Chiefs and the Bills. Is this an opportunity with the Niners for you guys to make a statement, maybe not even to the rest of the league, but to yourselves?
I mean, I think every week, you know, now that we're at the back end of the season, you know, you want to be playing the best football. We're playing a lot of good teams on the back end. So it'll definitely be a morale boost if you come out here and get a win at home, playing a conference opponent, playing a great team at that. So it'll definitely help us out.
Really good defense. They have great players at every position on that D-line and very elite players, you know, so you know, we have to be ready for that challenge, you know, and it's a great team, it's a great defense.
What does Brad Warner in particular bring to that unit?
Yeah, he flies to the ball, he leads, he's a leader on their defense. He sets the tone in a ton of different ways just from watching and from having competed against them. So, you know, it's a huge challenge for us, and then their defensive backs are playing really well as well. So.
With Alabama and Georgia getting together this week, obviously a lot of representatives from those teams in the locker room. You guys doing a watch party or anything like that? What conversation do you have?
No watch party, unfortunately. But I've been keeping up with, you know, the things that Alabama's been doing and how Milroe's been playing, and you know, it's exciting to see what he's been able to do and take advantage of his opportunities when his phone is ranked early in the year. So. Excited for him, pulling for him, obviously. Yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead. You know, I just truly try and be in the moment, embrace the moment, and enjoy the moment. And I'm sorry if you don't think I find enjoyment in these moments, because I do. You know, it's just you know, you have different things that go on in the game. You have different things that you have to be able to handle and approach appropriately, and you know, you just really never want to get too high, never get too low. That's just, you know, that's just how I've always approached it, and just continue to keep your focus on the main thing.
Hargrave, what's the thought of playing and seeing Graves again?
You know what? We talk all the time, so it's gonna be cool to see Hargrave. You know, I know he's gonna talk his stuff just as much as we gonna have fun out there. But I know that you know, this week is you know, it's like every other week. We gotta make sure we go in with our plan and make sure we carry it out. But it is gonna be good to see him in person.
And Coach Sirianni talked about this is a new team, and obviously this is a rivalry, but do you go back to last season at all? And now you have a player calling one of your teammates trash. Does it bring extra motivation at all?
Well, you know what? I think it's just more about making sure that we don't get all into it. We know that it's there, but we got to make sure that we come ready to play on Sunday. And so we know that they play hard. We play hard. And so it's going to be one of those games where don't let the emotions get the best of you and make sure we execute, because, you know, the beginning of the games always be emotional. It's going to be, you know, high on both sides. But the team that carries out the plan is usually the one who wins. So I know for us, we're just going to go out there and just carry out our plan and do the best that we can to win that game.
How do you react when they're talking like they are? Like ever since the game pretty much ended last year, you know, saying they only had 10 guys and stuff like that.
I think you react in a way with just, like I say, knowing that it's there, but we got to execute and making sure that we don't get caught up in all that, because it takes away from us remembering what we got to do. And because I know for me, sometimes I might get carried away with talking stuff to other teams and like, oh, what's the play? And you don't want to be in them positions, because that might be the play that they might need, that we might need to help us, win the game. But I know for me, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna have fun with it, but I know for us as a whole, we gotta make sure that we execute and go out there and play how we play.
I know over the years there's been many times before after big wins you've come off the field and called people out for picking against you or doubting you guys.
The new people that's in here right now.
Well,
I see a couple.
You guys are, even though you're 10-1 and you're home, you're underdogs. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I don't feel no way, because I'd rather it be that way anyway, because we ain't done nothing yet. We ain't even put together a whole game together, but I know what we do have and what we need to get better. And so I know for this week, we're going to make sure we keep getting better at the stuff that we're not as good at or not as polished on, and stay sharp on the ones we are. So I know for us, we 10-1. It's not. That don't mean anything because we don't hold that ring. And so we just got to make sure we're getting better as the season go. I love how we fight. That's one thing we got going for ourselves, but we got to make sure that we stay together and stay with the mindset of execution, because that's really how you win these games is, who can execute the longest.
And you say you haven't played a complete game yet, and so many players are telling us that. Mm-hmm. What does a complete game look like to you? And I'm sure it's different for every player. Well,
I think it's more about how many, because we look at the mental errors for the game and the mistakes or missed tackles and all three phases: special teams, offense, defense. And so I know that we know that we got a good team and something special, but we haven't even scratched the surface of a perfect game. And it ain't never a perfect game, but you know how we all play well on all three phases. And so I'm ready for that to come together even more. And one thing I do know, we got each other's back. If offense struggling, defense definitely got to go out there and get a spark. Or if defense struggling, offense go out there and get a spark for us. Or special teams, you can't take any plays off. It's about the quality of play other than the quantity of how many reps we play. So every time I'm out there, now that I'm playing, less, I make sure it's quality reps from myself, because my team is depending on me for me to go out and do my job just as much as I'm depending on them.
BJ, I know you guys never wish injury on anyone, but the pass rush was so effective in the NFC Championship Game that you knocked out two of your quarterbacks, to the effect that there was a rule change, over the offseason for that third quarterback rule. I guess just what was your reaction to that NFL change now that you guys have Super Bowl quarterbacks now because of that game?
Well, when stuff like that happens in the game where you got two quarterbacks down, you do want to have somebody to be able to go in. And so to have three, that's great for all teams. The odds of it happening all the time, it's not as high, but now it's cool to have an extra guy up, especially at quarterback. Hopefully you don't need them other than just doing the signals and stuff like that, or keeping or telling the quarterback QB1 on what they see and what they don't see, what they like, what they don't like. But I think it helps everybody.
BJ, you guys just you beat the Chiefs and the Bills, but along the lines of the underdog stuff and the maybe disrespect a little bit, is this an opportunity for you guys to make a statement? Maybe not even to the rest of the league, but even to yourselves.
We know what we know about ourselves, and if we don't beat ourselves, we put ourselves in a good position to win every game. But the game is staying healthy, making sure you believing in the process, believing in the cause, and just going out there and letting your personality show by how you play. And so I can't worry about the underdog stuff. That's just part of it. Nobody, even when we won it all, people still didn't want to give it to us, and it's all good because it's always about us. And so I know we in this thing for the long haul. We're trying to make it to the end to get that ring. And so the 49ers is the next opponent up, and we got to make sure we're ready for them.
Brandon, you've had some really tough games. This is a really tough stretch. The Niners are coming here, I think, with 10 days off. You guys played overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Did Nick do anything a little different, maybe to get you guys off your feet, mentally, physically, trying to get you ready for this game?
You know what? I trust that Nick got a process for us. I mean, today obviously is our walkthrough Wednesday. This is another day to get your body back. We've already had Monday and Tuesday. Seen a lot of guys in the weight room, just trying to make sure that they stay oiled up. That's how you look at it, and make sure that they're ready for the Thursday practice, because Thursday is really the big one. But they cut back reps on the Thursday based off how we do on Wednesday. And so I think today, if we come in right and come in ready, focused mentally, and make minimum mental errors today, I think we'll put ourselves in a good position for Coach to cut us back a little bit. But it's on us. It's always on us. So I love it either way, because you're just showing the young guys how it's done on emotional games and emotional wins, on how they can take care of them, take care of us. But we got to make sure we take care of them too.
When it comes to Purdy, what's kind of like? He obviously gets the ball out pretty quickly, and he's got 4 really good receivers to throw to and everything. Like, what do you guys have to do to kind of keep him under wraps?
Just keep coming, stop the run. Number one, that's every week. But everything is revolved around that running game, and they do boots, they do a lot of different things. They motion a lot. They try to, get you with your eyes. And so we just got to make sure that we focused on we just got to make sure that we're not thinking out there and just playing, because at the end of the day, Purdy and them, they do all the gadget stuff, and we just got to make sure we penetrating and getting after him, because with any quarterback, when you put a little pressure on them, things get a little different. So that's our quarterback included. So we just got to make sure we disrupt him back there and not allow him to just sit back and just be able to pick us apart.
Brandon, listening to you like that, the Bills were already calling game. You're saying this was your faith in Jalen. Where does that stem from?
Just the message that we talk to each other all the time. We talk about believe, and so believe is all lip service, but I try to make sure I speak life into the guys and actually mean that by what I show and what I do. Every day. And I'm always trying to motivate the guys and speak life into them. And so in them moments, I believe I'm just trying to walk the walk with it. And that's in those moments, I believe that Jalen's gonna go down and do something special. I don't know what it's gonna be, because I don't know all the play calls, but I know that we all trusting each other and trusting Jalen to get it done and run that offense like it's supposed to, and defense get off the field. And that's our part of helping him and contributing to the success of the team, because everything he gets the ball all the time, so he's the one that got to distribute, pass out the ball everywhere. So if your team believes in you, it gives you a confidence. I feel he already got confidence, but it's even more when we behind you 100%, win, lose, or draw.
Deshaun Jackson retiring as an Eagle on Friday. What did he mean to this team?
I love D-Jack. D-Jack was, he wears emotions on his sleeve, and I know he's gonna come with it every week. And I'm happy to be able to be a part of, his retirement, seeing him retire as an Eagle. And I know that, it's gonna be emotional for him, because when you call it and you hang the cleats up, I already know that he's on to the next thing, but it's definitely going to bring some emotions back, and I'm sure he's going to want to play, especially how electric it's going to be on Sunday.
What do you have cooked up for Debo?
Huh?
What do you have cooked up for Debo?
I guess you got to watch out and find out, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they're trying to cook up something for him.
Thank you.